Okay, the first thing I would like to ask is if you could just tell us about the new series that you're going to have on Lifetime.
The series, The Very Job Mother, is a series that's been in the UK. It's now come over to America, and it's about helping people back into work, but it's also about dealing with every area of their lives that's held them back.
Okay, and when does it start?
It will start, the premiere, the first little peek, it is a full episode, but the first peek is after Project Runway on Lifetime, which is that will start at 9 o'clock, and I am on at 11 o'clock. So it's 11 o'clock Thursday, the 28th of October, The Very Job Mother.
Cool.
And every week thereafter it will be at 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock? Okay.
Yes.
What are the, was there any story that you had that was the most touching or most,
I think the episode that was the most touching was a lady who had been on television. She was a newsreader, and she'd lost her job, and along with her job, which meant everything to her, she lost all her self-confidence, all her self-esteem. People recognised her as the woman that had been on TV reading the news, and that was, to me, the most heartwarming story, because she was so professional in her attitude, and she soaked up everything that I discussed with her like a sponge, and she was so enthusiastic and passionate and committed to everything that I could offer, and that just inspired me so much.
Perfect. Okay, what advice would you give a mom who was trying to get back into the workplace that, stayed home after she had her kids and then was ready to go back to work?
What I would say to her is to take a look at all the transferable skills, the skills she's gained while she's been in the home, such as patience with children, time management, prioritising. That way then she can transfer those skills that she's learned whilst being at home with children into the workplace. And that's something that employers are looking for. And someone that needs to work because they have to provide for the family. That's important to an employer. They know that they're going to turn up for work every single day. Because they've got children to provide for and bills to pay.
Right. Do you think experience always trumps education? Like, is that always going to be...
No, I don't. I don't see, in fact, it's the complete opposite. Education does not trump experience. I've interviewed so many people over my career, and it's always been the person that didn't necessarily have all the educational qualities, but had that passion and that drive to want to do that role. And I knew that I could mould that person. An employer likes to mould people into their way. They don't necessarily want somebody that's already moulded and is very definitive in the views of where they worked previously. They want someone that's new and brings a breath of fresh air. So I would say no, education, experience is not the key. It's the passion and the drive that you have.
Okay, that makes sense. What are the most common mistakes people make when they write their resume? Like the top 5 no-nos or something like that?
The most common mistakes that they make is that they don't put them in order correctly, so they don't start off with the most recent job they had and work their way back. They start with the job they had years and years ago and put that right at the top. When they're doing the summary at the beginning, they don't know nothing about themselves. It's all very work-orientated. The employee doesn't know anything about them as a person. They don't put on hobbies and interests, which is something that I like to put on because that shows what interest that person has outside of the workplace. And some of those things that they're passionate about can be a common denominator to fit into a team when they get into work. If they fit in well with somebody that's like-minded, that's what an employer's looking for also. So that's a really, really important thing.
Okay. For now that everything's in the information age and everything is done online, do you think that employers really read that intro paragraph, or do they just go straight to the resume, or how do you catch, you get all those hundreds of emails in the email, how do you catch their attention?
I think I would say to somebody that does all their job searching via the internet that only 2 to 4% of people actually gain employment from the internet.
Really?
Yes.
So what would you suggest?
So I would suggest cold calling, going through the phone book, looking at the companies that you would like to work for, sending out a speculative letter, combined with a resume, call the company back, follow it up, pound the streets, take your resume to the employers that you'd like to work for, contact those employers, say you'll work a day for free to prove exactly what it is you can do. That's the way to get yourself out there, get seen and get
So basically just get out there, don't hide behind the computer, just absolutely.
2 to 4%. What people don't realise is on the resume, when they put their first summary paragraph about themselves and what they can do and what they can offer, there are keywords in there that anybody advertising on the internet will put in that they are looking for specifically.
Right.
If in that summary those keywords aren't there, that resume will be immediately discarded.
Interesting. Okay. And the event that's going on today, can you tell us a little bit about it?
The event that's going on today is the Fairy Job Mother Boot Camp. This is a place where people can come and speak to professionals about their resumes, where they can actually see what they're like by being filmed in an interview. It gives them instant feedback. They can speak with professionals. There are people here that are looking to hire people from companies.
Oh,
you know,
really?
this is an opportunity for people to gain employment or to gain an interview for employment. It's also about an opportunity to speak with me, to speak about what I do, what I can do to help. I have a panel of people, a panel of experts that are with me with all different areas that they can sort of be specific about, areas that I don't cover. I'm not an all-round absolute genius of counselling, psychotherapy and everything. I am a person who does a job, and that job that I do is to help people get back to work, to motivate them, and it's something that I feel very passionate about.
Awesome. Now you're also going to have an event in New York. When is that going to be?
I am. It's on Monday in New York, and it's going to be another Fairy Job Mother Boot Camp, exactly the same, where people can come and speak with us, interact, get their resumes done, talk about their job search techniques. We can maybe give them some tips. We can look at how they dress, make sure that they're marketable, and pick up on the things that, you know, may have been causing them to stumble when they've been trying to get through an interview.
Okay. And one last thing, what is the one piece of advice you'd give someone just if they're looking for a job, like the one most important thing to remember?
Get yourself out there, get yourself seen.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for the interview. I appreciate it.
I hope I answered the questions okay for you.
You did.